What if the yellow gold of medieval life wasn't wine, but urine? This strange elixir bottled and stashed where none would dare look held power beyond imagination. Torchlight flickers, casting dancing shadows across wooden barrels marked with chalk runes. Their contents bubbling faintly in the damp cellar air. A tanner's apprentice lowers raw hides into steaming vats, where urine and lime mix into a pungent, seething brew. Amber droplets slide slowly from a stretched leather strap, glistening with alchemical promise. The acrid sting of ammonia cuts sharply through the stale air, mingling with the sour tang of fermented puddles pooling beneath a sagging thatched roof. A sharp hiss rises as fresh urine splashes onto hot ash in the dyer's hearth, steam curling upward like whispered secrets. This was no mere waste, it was a vital resource, a hidden lifeline woven into everyday survival. Tonight we dive deep into medieval latrines and apothecaries to uncover how urine saved lives and shaped an entire world. Before dawn breaks over the peasant's homestead, a thick fog blankets the earth like a heavy shroud. A latrine bucket sits silently beside a muck-stained trough, holding the day's first precious collection of urine. Edith, the tanner, hands stained with leather and years of toil, carefully pours her morning yield into a lime-white vat that steams softly in the cold air. The acrid bite of ammonia cuts through the damp morning mist, mingling with the faint creak of wooden buckets and the hiss of rising steam. Meanwhile, Brother Anselm, the monk herbalist, stirs a bubbling cauldron of brother potent medicine brewed from urine-soaked cloths, herbs, and ancient knowledge passed down through generations. He lifts a soaked cloth from the vat, wrings it carefully, then presses it firmly against a festering wound on a peasant's leg. The sharp sting of ammonia against open flesh draws a grimace, but Anselm's resolve does not waver. Outside, Marta, the midwife, works diligently, binding a mother's abdomen tightly with a urine-moistened bandage to staunch dangerous postpartum bleeding, her face etched with fierce concentration. The faint rustle of linen and the heavy silence of desperate hope fill the air. From Edith's vat, a single amber droplet falls, tracing a path into Anselm's dark, simmering broth. This solitary drop ripples through the healing liquid, binding the disparate cures of the village in one shared elemental fluid of survival. Whispered in the cold air, the vow echoes softly. No hide left uncured, no wound left to rot. The scene fades to black, the promise lingering in the stillness. Today's tanneries hum with polished stainless steel drums, where hides spin in fragrant baths filled with chromium salts and chemicals, designed to mask the centuries-old odors of leatherworking. In stark contrast, medieval artisans like Edith worked with crude stone troughs bubbling with lime and steaming urine, the pungent vapors thick in the air. Workers grimaced through the stench, relying on ammonia's cleansing power combined with lime's alkalinity to strip flesh and preserve hides. The hiss of chemicals mixing fills modern factories, while the sharp, sour bite of ammonia vapor clings to medieval workshops, what we now call industrial hygiene. They lived as alchemy, the chemistry of survival distilled in urine and lime. In modern hospitals, antiseptic foam kills microbes with clinical precision, while sterile linens shield patients from infection. Yet, in Anselm's infirmary, wounds were treated with urine-soaked clothsets, enzymes, and microbes, unknowingly staving off infection. A nurse lathers her hands